Hello, hello. How's it going? Hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. I'm just posting it into our Discord community. Still a little early. I hope everyone's doing well. Glad to be back for another week. Hello, hello. I'm just getting everything set up here. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the stream. Hey, everyone. I hope everyone's doing great today. Just shared this with our Discord community. If you want to join our Discord community, the link for that is in the description. The WayScript team's in there pretty much all the time, so if you have any questions whatsoever, we're happy to help. Cool. Well, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing awesome. So this is just a new thing that we're trying out. This is the second week now, where every week we just want to come on and answer questions. So if you have any burning questions, feel free to post them. But we'll look through a few examples if you don't. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I'm excited to be here, excited to have you all. Hope everyone's doing awesome this Tuesday. We'll give it a few more minutes, let people join in. But welcome to the stream. We got a few different things that we'll go through first, and before I'll work on a few of my projects that I got to do this week. But the main purpose of this stream, of course, is to answer any questions. So I know we got people in chat that would love to answer your questions. I'll answer your questions. But yeah, just kind of hanging out. If there's no questions, I'll just work on my own stuff. But thanks for coming to the live stream. I'm glad you're here. So we'll switch slides here. So this is kind of the layout that we'll do every week. Start off talking about new stuff, maybe what we're working on. I can't divulge too much information, but we got some big projects coming through. But this week I actually don't think we have any new stuff. Let me see. Nope. Nothing published just yet. Yeah, everyone on the team is just working on some pretty big projects right now. So, Teams is the biggest new feature that we've added. We put that in 2 weeks ago, 2.5. But it's awesome. If you haven't played with it, it's a very powerful tool. Hello, everyone. If you're just joining in, welcome to the stream. So this is just our weekly Q&A, and we'll be taking questions. If there's no questions, then I'll just kind of work on use cases, work on stuff that I need to build this week for the videos. But glad to have you. Thanks for joining. The WayScript team is in chat, so very happy to help there too. And also in Discord. All right, so let's talk about the script highlight. I think we'll feature this one this week, since we're building something similar. So, script highlight of the week. It's technically a WayScript program, but this one belongs to David. So, the use cases that I'm just kind of building out this week involve charting data. So, we'll showcase this one. So what we've done, or what David has done here, is he's created an endpoint. We'll pull it up. And what we're doing is we're creating charts, and then we're passing it to this URL. We'll pull it up. And what I'm working on this week is pretty similar to this. So, got a couple of use cases I'll go through if no one has any questions. But we'll load this up so you can see it. I think my computer's kind of slow whenever I stream. But here we go. So, David just constructed a nice looking dashboard. And all of this information and where we're pulling this data is all done on WayScript. So he's creating these charts. He's writing information to Google Sheets, I believe, creating charts, and then passing it to a dashboard response. So the end product looks something like this. Simple little use case, but it's hard to beat a good dashboard, I believe. So this is what I'm working on this week. Of course, the focus is to answer questions. So if anything pops into your mind or you want answers about anything, let us know. I'm going to go full screen to log in. But I hope you're all doing great. I hope everyone's happy and healthy, wherever you are. Cool. All right, no questions so far. So I'll just work on this. So I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit better. But that new Teams feature lets me pick a team to where I can create this script in, which is pretty nice because now my scripts are no longer just associated to my account. But if I have a teammate that I want to share the script with in this team, I can create it under that team name. So let's get started. The first one that I'm going to knock out is Airtable dashboard. We'll put sample on the end. I'll click create. So what this is going to do is give me an editor that I can build this into. Cool. Okay. So since we want to host it, I'll need an endpoint to do that. And we can get that with the HTTP trigger. We'll leave it off for right now. I don't want to access it just yet. But as you can see, what that does is give me this URL over here in the left. So now I can pass something to this if I want to display it at this URL. Cool. So to create that dashboard response, we have a module to do that. So we'll just put this in here. This chart will be what we pass to it. So we'll create that at least one step above it. That way we can pass it to this. Cool. Let's see, a couple more just joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. So it's a Q&A. So if you have any questions about anything that we're doing, we're very happy to answer it. I know the staff is in chat, so they can help you, I can help you, and we can also help you in Discord. But right now we're just working through a few use cases that I'm building for videos this week. Okay, cool. So definitely not polished. I'm just building this on the fly. So on this one, we're using Airtable as our data source. And since I'm on a team account, I'll need to authenticate this. And I can show you how that's done. I don't remember off the top of my head, so we'll go to the docs. Okay. So right now we're authenticating Airtable. And I may have to go full screen here as to not share any information. Sorry about that. Let's see. I might just build this under my own account and be a couple of different steps I have to go through. So that's all I'll do. Save a little bit of time. All right. Creating that under my own account. We'll get back to where we were. Cool. Okay. So we have our URL. And what this will do is when a user goes to this and it's activated, Then we'll get back this dashboard response. You see we're getting the error or the caution or the toast message right here because we haven't activated it just yet. So nothing to be worried about. Since I've authenticated my Airtable account, we see all my bases right here. And we can pull in any of that data that we want. Let's see what's in this one. Okay. So nothing too significant, but we'll use it. Table name will be WayScript tutorials. And we'll get those records. Kind of strange. So I think we'll go ahead and refresh. Not sure what's going on there. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so I must not be pulling any information. A note for us. Yeah, so selecting Airtable outputs generates more outputs. At least for me. But, okay. Let's troubleshoot while I'm not getting information. I'm probably just not using the right API key. I believe this is under example. And it is unfortunate that I have two examples workspaces. So yeah, if you're just tuning in, we're here to answer questions. Well, there's no questions. I'm just kind of playing around with the software and doing my work for the week, or at least trying to. But I hope you're all doing well. Going full screen to figure out my API key. And seeing how I can get this to work. Cool. Okay. I got that API key from Airtable. We should be good. All right, let's try again. Okay. I think we might come back to this one. So we'll jump over and do my second one. So let's do a dashboard from Google Sheets instead. Okay. So hopefully this one will be a little bit better. So we'll do the same thing, except instead of Airtable, we'll use Google Sheets. Okay. So I've already authenticated this account. And now all we need to do is to pick the file from my account that we want to read in. So we'll just make some. Super quick. So we'll just use an Excel function or a Sheets function of random between to give us some numbers that we can use. So created our sample data, and now we'll go read that in to WayScript. So we'll sync up and we'll pull in that data that we just created. So super easy to link Google Sheets data into WayScript. So we'll call these sample values. And what we've done in just that step is we've created a WayScript variable that contains the information from that Google Sheet that we can use throughout our script. Cool. So now we can create a line chart. And I believe I'm going to go reference David's. I believe we can just pass it in to the y-axis and get back a chart. So, I'm checking this one out. If you're just tuning in, thanks for joining us. Q&A live stream. So if you have any questions, don't hold back. We're happy to help. Yeah, so along the y-axis. We'll just create a variable here. Well, I guess it would actually be better to create it here. It would be a little bit more realistic. So we'll create this here. assuming that you have all of your data in a Google Sheet. And now we'll read this in here. Okay. Let's change that. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So we'll call this one X axis. And then we'll call this one values. Okay. So we have those. Let's go ahead, open up that chart, and we'll pass those in. And we can see WayScript, when we pass those in, creates this chart that we can pass on to a dashboard response. So that's what we'll do. We'll open up that dashboard response, and we'll call it something like sample line chart. And then we'll pull that chart into that blank. All right. It took a little bit to get there, but just like that, we're hosting a chart that uses Google Sheets data, and then we're passing it to a URL. But here's the cool part. Let's say that your data changes. So all of these values, which let me zoom in. That way you, okay, that's probably too far. So all of these values, whenever I change one of them, will change all of them, because we're using that random between function. So now, when this HTTP trigger, once we visit it again, we should get back totally new numbers that are linked to our Google Sheet. So we'll refresh that page. Maybe I'm misspeaking. So we're just live coding a Q&A session. If anyone has any questions, we're happy to answer them. But I'm just working through a few examples. Aha, it didn't save on my Google Sheet. So that's why we didn't update. Maybe the API doesn't consider, when it's passing values, the random ints. So let's just try to change this top one and see what's going on. Yeah. Or maybe, not sure. We'll have to troubleshoot that one. Or maybe I'm using this in a way that I'm not supposed to. But, okay. So we got the data. We changed its first number. So we should see that reflected in the chart, which we do. Okay. All right, so we built the first one. Now let's go create a second sheet. And this time we'll create a bar plot. We'll actually do this one a little bit different. So I'm thinking apply a calculation to these Google Sheet values. So we'll put in some sample data that we can work with. Cool. We'll click add a data series. And we need to read this information in. We can do that using a second Google Sheets module because we place this one on a second sheet. So we'll read that in and then import these columns. So let's say something like classifier and then value. Go ahead and refresh. Okay, cool. So we have those values. And we could do this an easier way, but let's use a Python step. We'll read those in. Let's see what's going on. I might be overriding a value. Yeah, values. So we'll call that something different. Oh, it is something different. Value pi. Feels almost wrong to capitalize variables, so I have to fix that. Okay. We'll go through and do this again. So this time, variables will be equal to variables value pi, values pi, and then we have classifier. Cool. Okay. I'm looking up something real quick that I don't remember off the top of my head. But I should know this. I'm too reliant on documentation. It's not really what I wanted, but classifier. And now for value, we'll start with for v, c, and x. If v is equal to 1, we'll create a value up here. We'll say something like sum1 will be 0, sum2 will be 0. So sum1 will be sum1 plus v. And I guess the c actually needs to be the classifier. So if c is equal to 1, we'll do the summation. And then if it's not, we'll do sum2. V. Probably a better way to do this. You can actually loop it in WayScript, but coding all of this on the fly, so haven't thought too much about it just yet. So sum1 will be that sum1 value, and then sum2 will be sum2. I think that works. Key error classifier. I think I spell that wrong every time. Oh yeah. Okay. So one thing I forgot to do here is we're working with values, or with integer values. So we'll need to convert those. In WayScript, we read these in default as a string. So we'll say values pi will be, and then we'll cast on the type of integer for each of these. And then we'll need to convert these from ints to strings, or just that one. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. If you're new to Python, all I've done here is so I'm using this zip function. That way I can iterate over two iterables at the same time. So we could have read this in as a data frame, but just not enough information for me to do it. So zipped them together. That way I can get both of them in a iteration, and then do a summation across them. So we have sum1 and sum2. We'll create this chart for it. It looks like we'll need a second chart module. This time creating a pie chart. I'm not sure how this pie chart works. So we'll actually need to do something different here. I guess I could So what I'm thinking about right now is the way this is built is it takes account of our list elements, which is good. Just not what I was looking for or what I thought it did. So I'm going to do something not the prettiest. No, I don't want to do that. I'll figure that out to create that chart with that information. But not right now. Okay. It's kind of the examples that I can do live right here. But still happy to answer questions if anyone has any. But if not, I'll jump off here. Probably a little bit shorter of a live stream, but I guess that's what I'll do. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm doing a weekly Q&A, so stop back in next week if you get any questions as you're programming over the week. Or if you don't want to wait until Tuesday, then we're in Discord. But glad you guys dropped in. Thanks so much. I guess we'll jump off here. And hopefully I'll see you again next week. But, all right.